Hello there, I'm Gary Foster and welcome to episode 12 of What Price Victory. And in today's video, the Western Sydney Wanderers are at home to the Newcastle Jets. Now, this is a very important game. It's the last game of the season for the Wanderers, and thanks to a victory over Brisbane Roar, which we'll go and see the goals in a minute, we've clawed our way to the top of the ladder, which is all very good. But as you can see from this ladder, both Adelaide, Melbourne Victory have got games in hand, and Western United and Newcastle Jets, who we play today, have got 4 games in hand over us and could quite possibly knock us off the tree if we don't get a victory today. I'm a little bit confused. It's the blind leading the blind here. I don't know why the Wanderers have had so many games played when compared to the other teams. I thought, if anything, we would have had games in hand over our opponents because we had Asian Cup qualifying games to play. But it is what it is. So let's go and have a look at our recent victory over Brisbane Roar. Ended up being quite a crucial win for us. Everybody played well across the park. Probably the only disappointing thing was Petratos up front, but we didn't really need him because we had a couple of good goal scorers in Nazarene, who came in off his wing, Antonis with the ball in the middle, Bacchus with a little channel ball, and Nazarene, who'd come in off his wing, tucked it away past the keeper. So that got us off to a pretty good start. Then as half-time approached, long ball to the back, Terese picked it up, and Aziz, who had come up from his midfield role, basically blasted it in, ricocheted off some opponents, but it crossed the line and contributed to our win. So that was quite crucial in terms of what we're expecting from the boys today. So if we just go to our tactical meeting, we'll just skim through that because okay, so here's the team to take on the Jets. We've got Mejias in goal, we've got Traore, Wilmering, Pelicanos and Gordon in defence, flat 3 midfield of Bacchus, Metcalf and Aziz, wide attacking players of Petratos and Abini, and we've got Tomor Hamed up the pointy end. It'd be really good. He's in a bit of a goal drought at the moment, so we would like him to bang in a couple of goals for us today. So we'll submit that team. Got a couple of youngsters on the bench because fitness issues are a worry again, and also too with the final series, the semi-final series of the A-League coming up. I think it's going to be interspersed with our Asian Cup group stages, so I think it's going to be all a bit messy from here on in with players and their fitness levels. So, as I said, very important that Wanderers get at least a point because we need to keep the Jets at bay. They've got 4 games in hand over us, and also we need to keep an eye on Western United's progress as well. So we could be in the clubhouse with still a few games to play and not knowing whether we're top of the tree or not. The only advantage is there that we get a little bit of a preferred seeding, I think, in the Asian Champions League draw, which could be handy in the long run. But here we have Bacchus through to Hamed. Not many red and black shirts up there. Long hopeful cross, but Abini picks it up, who rips it back into Petratos with a looping header, and it's well picked out by the keeper. Gordon, long ball through to Aziz, who's made a run forward. Jets' defence seems to be a little bit hesitant. Right, so Abini with a good chance, and despite the keeper's best efforts, that's our top scorer for the year. He's one ahead of Hamed. So Bernie Abini's goals from wide on the right have been crucial to our run. So we had Wilmering with the ball up to Bacchus, square to Metcalf, and then Hamed was the provider with a money ball. So okay, good vision by Hamed. So that'll give him a little bit of confidence, hopefully. Tight offside, yeah, tight, but no, VAR says not required. So early goal to send us on our way, which is good. Now Wilmering and Pelikanos. Pelikanos has recently come into the team there and looks as though he could be playing a bit more of a role next year. But Abini turns provided with Hamed, but a good tackle. But Petrados picks up the scraps and he blasts that home. So 2 relatively early goals for the Wanderers has put us in the box seat quite early. So being mindful of being FM'd, at least we're off to a good start. I thought Hamed was in on goal there, but the tackle, the ball ran loose and Petrados was able to pick up the scraps. So 2 shots, 2 goals. So this is a good start. So Traore and Petrados interchanging, with Traore over the ball, and Abini on the far post, who's only about 1'3". He's a hobbit. He was able to climb over his defender and head it home. So 3 goals in the first 12 minutes of play. I was not expecting this at all. So that's good news. That's good news. So is it too late to drop a little bit of praise on them? Well, it's not too late, but maybe it's too early. Just let them run for a few minutes, and if we haven't conceded, I will drop a little bit of praise on them. So Wanderers are out of the box early, and don't forget that Newcastle Jets also need points to consolidate their spot in the semi-final series. Might heap a little bit of praise on it. It's a little bit early, but 3-0 up after 12 or 13 minutes is a good effort. So Metcalf in the middle of the park with Aziz and 2 signings with Abini in a bit of space. Hamed's top of the box. Shanks it wide. So free kick with Bacchus lining it up. Ricochets off the wall. Not blessed with really good free kick takers here. So it's always going to be a bit of a struggle to score from dead ball situations. Okay, so we've kept Newcastle at bay. Here they have a free kick. Launched forward. Picked up by Petrados and back to Traore. Okay. And played out from the back with Aziz and Metcalf and Bacchus. The midfield trio have actually worked quite well as a flat 3 midfield. And there's Bacchus, continue to run forward, but he's surrounded by blue shirts. Petrados, driven out wide, but gets the ball in. Hamed out jumped. But Gordon, timely challenge. Gordon, who's had some fitness worries, so I'll be looking at his fitness levels closely. Traore again up from the back, can pick up the scraps. And now Hamed with a deft little header, and I think that's broken his goal drought. So him and Bernie Abini are neck and neck for our top goal scorers. So they're on 15 goals apiece now. So it looks like the pressure will be on to find a replacement striker for Hamed when he goes back to Israel in August when his contract expires. So 4-0 up. We just don't want anything silly to happen now. So Gordon and Abini launched into the box, but really to no avail. But Pelikanos can pick up the ball. Aziz back to Pelikanos, who loses the ball. Now this is what I don't want to happen. So red shirts are tracking back. He's got it all to do, and they've pulled a goal back. Right. Pulled a goal back just when we didn't want it. Pelikanos lost the ball, and although we had red and black shirts streaming back, it was a pretty good finish. So 4-1. Okay. Just need a little bit of calm before oranges. Pelikanos again. Right, slow and steady from the back, guys. Just don't lose possession with your back to goal. Metcalf and Aziz can combine well. And Abini, can he get in behind? Yes, he can. Props. Low cross to Hamed, who blasted a goal, and a good save by the keeper. Two minutes of time added on. Aziz to pick up the scraps. Metcalf and Bacchus and Hamed. Deft little ball in, but not red. Not red. So here we go with half-time on the leaderboard. So we would have to be happy with that, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Give them a bit of praise. We've created loads and the scoreboard reflects that. Keep it up. Okay, so I guess it's going to be fitness levels now to keep an eye on. So Abini's playing a blinder. Pelikanos wide to Gordon, who's a little bit tired. Bacchus is also a little bit tired, but Hamed all on his Pat Malone, and nothing comes of that particular highlight. So as you can see by the match stats, we are dominating the play, even though possession has been shared. That means our defence should be ranking a little bit higher than that, although it was Pelikanos who gave away the ball for their goal. It's like Gordon is starting to bottom out now, so I'll be looking at replacing him, and Jets with a golden opportunity to get another goal, which would made everyone quite nervous, I would have thought. Okay, header over the bar. Okay, so just pause that. Tactics and subs. So on the right, so I don't have anyone who can play on the right, which is a bugger, because he is my versatile player. Okay. Okay, so that's made things a little bit lopsided, which I'm not really happy with. But I wanted Gordon to start because he had a little bit more experience there at the back. So 70 minutes. Ah, no. Trados and Nazarene to come on after his goal-scoring heroics. And I'll be substituting Aziz shortly. So Nazarene on the ball with back to Bacchus. Long ball to the far post to Albini. Right, so Aziz is now coming off for Teresi. 10 minutes out, hopefully a little bit earlier from the than I would normally do a replacement, but fingers crossed that we can get through the rest of this game. So once that substitution comes into effect, I'll turn down our mentality and our tempo. Just pause that and turn down our tempo, turn down our passing. We'll play for set pieces, we'll be more disciplined, and we'll start a little bit of time wasting. Floated crosses, yeah, they're the way to go. Attacking width, just maybe a little bit narrower. Out of possession, let's drop that line a little bit, and we'll trigger press less, and we'll stay on feet. Happy with that. So it's all about player management, I guess, to get through this final 15 or so minutes. So Bacchus, Nazarene with his back to goal, and Abini, who's been the player of the match. I thought he might have turned and shot, but punched out. Okay, so the Jets need to be held up here in attack. We've got a deeper defensive line, so hopefully that is the case. And although we're not pressing as much, we are inviting them to come forward, but I'm okay with that as long as we defend the final third. Okay, so Jets with a specky. No, it needs to be a good save from Megias. So Hova, young player playing out of position. Hova again, Metcalf. Teresa, bit of space. Oh, someone's been taken out off the ball. And Hamed with a corner. Well, it's quite bizarre. Did Bernie Abini get body checked or something like that in the back play? I've not seen that happen before. So header over the ball from over the bar from Nazarene. Keeper with the kick out. Clearance. Headed back to Megias. This highlight seemed to be going an awful long time. Still got over 13 minutes to go. It looks like it's been one continual highlight. I was kind of hoping the game would be over by now. Performances in the second half haven't been as good. So easy ball there for Megias to pick up. Right, so now we do a little bit of clicking. Clock ticks over. Stats would indicate that the Jets have come back at us in the second half. So corner, and the keeper came for it and didn't get the ball. I think he got muddled up. Or was it considered an own goal? Oh no, I think German. He got the ball. Too little too late, hopefully. Nazarene with the ball. So now would be a good time, with 4 minutes to go, to be cautious and start wasting time, please. Play for set pieces. Bacchus. Traore. Back to Nazarene. Near post was always going to be a hard ask for Nazarene to get that. Okay, Hova. Free kick, short to Teresa. Metcalf and Hamed. And there it is. Okay, we never looked like losing it, says the commentary. Well, we certainly were out of the blocks quite quickly. Abini, no doubt the player of the match, but I think it revolved around a dynamic midfield performance with Bacchus, Metcalf and Teresa. So we'll give them all a cuddle. Well done, lads, a good win. Just want to see what impact that has on the league. Send the assistant and we'll continue. So that 3 points puts us on 45. Takes the Jets, I think, out of the equation because they've got 3 games in their hands. So the most they can get is 9 points. So that takes them to 43. Western United are still the fly in the ointment. They've got 4 games in hand. So if they get all throw-ins, they could take them up to 46. At Melbourne Victory, the best they can achieve is 9 points on top of that, which is 43. So we're in the clubhouse now, and it's up to Western United to try and chase us down. Oh, we've got Adelaide United there. They've got 3 games in hand, 9, 45. So they could quite conceivably get 45 points, and if those 3 victories are more than plus 11, they could beat us on goal difference. But is it unlikely? I think so, but Western United, they're the ones that we've got to look out for. So I guess we're in the clubhouse now. We also have to wait for the semi-final draw because I doubt that's been given with so many games still to play. Yeah, because we don't know the draws or anything like that. So, okay, so we're back in the clubhouse. We're on top of the tree with 45 points. The schedule indicates that in 3 days' time we'll be having a Champions League game against Shenhua from the Chinese Premier League, and we've got Chinese Super League, and we've got Xiongnan from the Korean K-League. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen in the next 3 days game time, but we'll make a decision about whether or not we play that opening game, because I think we're going to be struggling a little bit in this group stage. But I think it's worthwhile bringing you those games just for a different perspective. Okay, so I'm Gary Foster. Thank you very much for watching What Price Victory, and we'll catch up with you shortly. All the best now.